Right, so here we are. We're on site now at the moment. Got to take this cherry tree down. I'll spin you around in a sec. We'll have a look at it. The reason why I'm taking this down is EDF, the electrical company here. I think they want to put some new lines up, so they want the tree reduced. They normally do it themselves, but what they'll do is they'll just cut and run, and they'll just cut everything, leave it there, and they'll go. So these people didn't want that, so they'd rather have the whole thing sort of taken down, and then use the branches and what have you to make a dead hedge somewhere, rather than get EDF in. I mean, there's no access to this place, so God knows how they're going to get up there. They'd probably just wreck the place and leave everything all over, leave the tree in shit state. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So there's the offending article. I'll go a little bit further back so you can see the whole thing. There's the cables running through, and to be honest, it only looks like it's about, well, it's not even about half a metre into the cable, but yeah, it still needs to come down because the bottom cable here, the thicker one, is probably into it about 1.5 meters. So nice, quick, easy job. We'll probably fell the tree, take the branches off first, and then fell it in that direction. We'll take the branches off here so they don't impede on the hedge there, and then we'll take these branches off as well. It just makes it a little bit easier to cut up first before dropping the whole trunk. So there we go. We'll get it all set up, and we'll crack on. See you in a bit. It wasn't like this when I come round to have a look, but anyway, we've had quite a lot of rain over the last few days, so I want to try and stay out of there as much as possible. What I'm looking at now is we can see the line running through the tree, so I want to try and clear everything to this side of it because I want the tree to fall this way. So the only branch that's going to get in my way really is this one here. So I'm going to see if I can get that one out now. The rest of them, I mean, it's just going to whisk past. It'll touch the line, yeah, but it's not going to do any damage. But that particular one that juts out and goes up is the only one that's really going to get in the way. So I'm going to take that one out. I don't want to try and get stuff to drop too much in the chicken coop as well, because it's just like a frigging quagmire, like I said. So I'm going to get that one out, and then I'm going to drop the tree that way. There's more weight emphasis on this side now. I've taken a bit off that side. You don't need to do that, but judging by the surroundings, you know, you've got a fence line there, you've got this here as well. I just wanted to take a bit off that side, before I drop this side. So I'm probably going to try and drop it over that direction as well, because I think what will happen is when this hits the floor, no I won't, this one hits the floor, it'll probably roll a bit, so I need to be a bit careful of the corner there as well. Ideally you would take it all down. What I might do actually, I might just take this one off as well and drop this one down a little bit and then drop it. We'll see. I'll probably make my mind up once I've got rid of this one. That don't happen every day. It fell down and literally fell straight through the gate. Open gate, no damage. Bonus. Let me just take a quick look at the tree from this angle. I'll give you an insight into my way of thinking. Right, so I basically want the tree to drop down there. Okay, well maybe a little bit more that way, but this branch here on the end, if I drop it down there, it sticks out a little bit, so if I can drop it straight down there, it's going to hit the ground and then it's going to roll that way, which would be ideal. So I still might take a bit more off this one, but I've got to be careful of this fence line, so I'll try and drop it in such a way that I'm not going to disturb that, because I've already broke a bit there and there. I've just had to take another branch off the back side because it looked like it was may have interrupted with the wire as it was coming down. It was probably about 1 inch thick. It would have bent, of course it would, but it got the better of me, so I've taken that out. So now I'm just going to lob the tree down now. Right, so that's me finished here now. There's the site from where the tree used to be. I'm almost embarrassed to go around and show you the state of it, because all he wanted me to do on this job was to drop the tree, cut the main branches off so it was safe, and leave it all where it was, and then just cut up the thick bit at the bottom. Let me turn around. And then cut up the thick bit at the bottom of the trunk. But that's what I came here believing to do. I was going to do, but you know, my conscience got better of me, so I thought I'd do a little bit more. So basically, I mean, I've cut a bit more up, and I've tidied away to an extent, but not tidied like I would normally tidy. So we'll just show you the area now. So like I said, I've just cut up all these bits and put them down there. The stump is taken right down to the ground and is as low as it possibly could be. And I cut some of the logs, did some rip cuts on some of the logs on top of it just to protect the chainsaw blade. So this area where it fell is clear. I've piled up all of the small stuff and some of the bigger branches down there, and then what he's got down here is another pile just down here. I think the idea with what they want to do is, it looks like they've started some type of dead hedging underneath there, and they've got a bit of a compost pile going on there. So yeah, so that's what I've done, just to keep it tidy ish. It means at the end of the day he hasn't got to come out and start putting everything away, or if there's any rush to get the job done. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Fairly quick job. Probably took me about, I don't know what time it is. It is now 2:30. I started about 11. So what's that, 3? Had me lunch. Yeah, it took me about 2 hours in total. 2.5 hours in total to do all of that. Maybe 3, I don't know. I can't remember how long I had for my lunch. But yeah. So, magic. See you next time.